Elena and I have known each other for a very long time. We did our PhD studies together, and we always wanted to work together. Recently, both of us have started to become very interested in the notion of reflection. In my case, it's reflection for learning as a learning tool. In Elena's case, it's reflection for strategic change. And this is where we actually found common ground. What we wanted to study and to try and understand is how firms can engage in reflection efforts. So think about their past to start foreseeing what their new trajectory can be, and how actually this helps them guide and support the change that they're going through.
Jad and I endeavor to understand how strategy makers can use storytelling to increase acceptance of a strategic ongoing transformation. Stories indeed are embodiment of reflection and are powerful means to influence how outsiders and insiders to an organization interpret events. We were lucky enough to study an exceptional case, the case of a strategy maker who led his organization over a 30-year-long strategic, profound transformation. During these 3 decades, he championed the production of more than 30 books and various types of texts, so to document such an ongoing transformation and influence how stakeholders interpreted it. We found that the strategy makers can mobilize 3 narrative practices simultaneously in order to prevent resistance to change, garner support, and mobilize advocacy for it. We call the first narrative practice memorializing, because through it, strategy makers can strive to construct a shared understanding, a collective memory indeed, of the transformation by identifying key moments, artifacts, and people for the transformation over time.
The second narrative practice is what we refer to as revisioning. And through this, basically, the strategy maker rewrites the history, the past of the firm in order to make it coherent with the direction that the firm has been taking afterwards. And finally, the third narrative practice is what we refer to as sacralizing. And in this particular case, what the strategy maker is trying to do is to depict change, to note it as a transcendent endeavor, in which basically the change leader becomes a prophet, organizational artifacts becomes icons, and finally the whole strategy is depicted as unorthodox. Overall, our findings show that strategy makers, organizations, can actually reflect on transformations they are going through and write about these transformations, so to make sure that individuals inside and outside the organization can embrace change. In particular, we theorize that through memorializing, firms can actually prevent resistance to change. Through revisioning, they can help garner support. And finally, through sacralizing, they can actually mobilize advocacy for change. In this way, actually, the stakeholders can go a step forward, become advocates for change, and see it as necessary for the firm to succeed and prosper in the future years.